believe Izzy and Michelle, you are the first one.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Hong, and I'm from San Francisco State University. Joining me at this event is my colleague, Izzy Lin, on the screen. I don't know if you can see him. He should be easy to identify. He's the one with the background with the Golden Gate Bridge, which is one of iconic architecture in San Francisco. And I have an honor to start the whole presentation. Let me do a screen sharing. Okay, is this working for everyone?
Yes.
Yeah,
right,
sure.
Great. So I would like to start with, talk a little bit about the California higher education system, and following by would like to share with you a little bit about San Francisco State University as well. And so to start that, California, joining me here, there are 5 other universities also from California by my colleague, and each of them will also talk to you a little bit about, we're actually all from different education system in California, but each of them will talk to you a little bit more about their campus. So California, that most of you probably already know, this is a map of the United States, and we're located, the state, California is the state that located in the West Coast in the United States. Oops, wrong one. Now, the higher education system in the United States are all accredited by Regional Education Commission. So unlike Taiwan, so in Taiwan, usually that, you identify public university are usually means national university or city university. But in the United States, higher education university and college are accredited by regional. And then so you can see this is a map of regional accreditation. And college and universities in California are accredited by so-called the WASC, which is, it's got a long name. It's a Western Association for School and College. So the California higher education system, the the higher education are formed by mainly California community colleges, California State University system, and then also University of California system schools, and then also lastly the private schools, which is they all belong to the Association of Independent California Colleges and Universities. So California higher education system is actually the largest and the most diverse in the entire United States. So the public, so the public education part, which is the part that out of the 4 that I have mentioned, which is the community college, which are the California Community College is the largest 2-year college education system in the United States, which there are over 110 colleges. And second public education system is the California State University, which is so-called the CSU. And there are 23 campuses. And I'll talk a little bit more about those a little bit later. And the third public higher education system in California is the University of California system, which is, most of you heard is the UC system. And there are 10 campuses under the University of California system. And the last, of course, is which is the private college and universities. And there are about 150 nonprofit, private college and universities, and about 160 for-profit private university and colleges in California. Now, the difference between all those that earlier I mentioned, so the first public California higher education system, which is the community college, and they are 2-year post-secondary education system. And what they do is that they grant associate degrees, and there is I believe that we do have a colleague from a California community college system here joining us today, and which actually he'll be able to tell you a little bit more about how the collaboration between among all the California public higher education works. And the second one is the University of California systems. And earlier I mentioned that there are total 10 campuses under the UC system. And UC system universities is a they are 4-year research focused education system, which is that what they do, the highest degree usually offers is at the PhD. So they and the last one, which is the California State University system, which is CSU system, there are total 23 campuses, under the California State University system. And the CSU universities are also a 4-year university. However, different from the UC system campuses is that CSU campuses are teaching focused, teaching based. And then later I'll also explain what that really means. So, but with that being said, that what's so-called the UC being academic research focus is that they do they do focus a lot. They focus on cultivating undergraduate, and masters, as well as PhD. And as for the CSU campuses that have been teaching, teaching focus, those universities focus on cultivating undergraduate and master degree programs. And as you can see that even though that the CSU campus has 23 campuses, each university, we're under one system, but each university are independent university. We operate independent. We operate separately, and there is no conflict between all 23 campuses because each campuses, each universities are unique in its way, in its own way, and there are different strong programs. So I'm going to use San Francisco State University as an example to talk a little bit more. So take San Francisco State University as an example. That San Francisco State University is very, is very strong in its business program, science program, as well as our journalism, our creative writing, and our film, which is our we so-called BECA, the broadcast program, and our government, which is our public administration programs, and our education. So San Francisco State University actually originally started as a teachers college, which is like 师范学院. So we have a very, very strong education program. Now, San Francisco State University, you can see this is the map, the location of, of where San Francisco State University is located. So San Francisco State University is located in the southwest corner of the San Francisco city. And you can see that it's actually, we also called it as like, the Bay Area. Now, on the right-hand side that you can see that, it's a map of the the public transportation system called BART, which is like Bay Area Rapid Transit System, and which it mainly connect San Francisco to to the East Bay and a little bit down south to as far as like where San Francisco International Airport is located. And the reason that I do want to I want to mention it is because that it is a very very convenient public transportation system. Now, for San Francisco State University, that we have collaborated with the city of San Francisco government that I think it started a couple years ago, that as long as as long as you are a current enrolled student at San Francisco State University using your student ID, we call Gator Pass, like, you know, 学生证, then you can actually ride the the bus, 就是你可以坐就是在旧金山市区里面的公共汽车, it's complete for free. Also, you can also use your student ID, your Gator Pass to ride the BART. Say if you want to go to East Bay for a little sightseeing, or if you want to, if you want to travel, you want to go to San Francisco, you need to, go to San Francisco International Airport. You can use your student pass, your Gator Pass as well, to ride the BART, to ride the BART train, and then you can actually get a 25% discount on that. Now, this is a aerial map of our campus of San Francisco State Campus. You see all the way, so you can see how close we are to, to the ocean. Now, we're earlier that I mentioned that we're located in the southwest corner of the San Francisco city. So we're about probably 5 minutes car ride away from the ocean. And we're about probably 20 minutes car ride away from downtown, the downtown San Francisco City Center. And this green part on the, on the north side, that, well, technically it's supposed to be west, but like, on top of the picture, unfortunately, that's not part of San Francisco State University. That's actually a golf, it's actually a private golf course. Now, San Francisco State University was founded in 1899, which is actually the second oldest campus among the 23 CSU campuses. And we have, we currently have students population for about, about 29,000 students, and among which earlier that I mentioned that, CSU education, CSU system campuses are teaching focus, which is that we focus on cultivating undergrad, the bachelor's and master's degree students. So you can see that majority of our students are undergrad, majority of our student population are undergraduate, degree students. So we have over about 25,000 undergraduate degree program students, and have about over 3,000 graduate students. And among the 29,000 students, we have about over 1,200 international students. Now, San Francisco State University is a comprehensive university, 就是综合性的大学. So we offer over 110 area of specialization for bachelor's degree studies. And we also offer over 100 area of specialization in master degree program study. Now, SSA is a, we run on semester, which is that, which is fall and spring semester, which most of the CSU campuses do run on spring semester, do run on semesters. I'm not sure if we still have any on trimester right now. So the main semester is really fall and spring. And so for fall semesters, the school usually start at the end of August and runs through early December. And for spring semester, it usually starts at the end of January and runs through early May. Now, being a teaching, being a university that, is teaching focus, that the university what does that mean? That means that our faculty are very student-centered, student-focused. So we have over 750 tenure or tenure track professors, which is, I guess you can say like, 就是正职的，就是 full-time 的 full-time 的教授. And then we have over 700 lecturers as well. And all our professors and our lecturers all hold at least one, are all doctoral degree holding from, top university all around the world, not just from the United States. And many of our professors that even though that we're teaching focus for the master level, especially for science program, there are also a lot of our faculty do also apply for a lot of national research grant as well. And we have a lot of faculty have won a lot of teaching honor awards as well as receiving research grants, professional awards as well. Now, being a teaching base because it's student focused. So even though we are a public university, our faculties are 就是师生的比例, our faculty to student ratio is about 1 to 22. Most of our class, our classes, average have less than 30 students in each class. Now, the academic at San Francisco State University that, for the study that we have, earlier I mentioned that, business program is one of the strong program offered at San Francisco State University. So aside from the entire university being being WASC accredited, 就是 WASC 那个学位认证之外呢，我们的 business school also has the specialized business 就是商学院的这种特殊认证 the AACSB, and then same thing, our engineering program has the ABET accreditation, as well our psychology, our education program, they all have their area of specialized accreditation as well. 那有这种 accreditation, what does it really mean? It means that the quality of the education has a certain, it meets certain standard, it has a guarantee. Now, our business school is also ranked by the AACSB accreditation organization that has been one of the top 5 business school globally. Cinema, which is another one of our strong program offered at San Francisco State University, that we have one of the top film schools in the United States. I believe it's top 20 film school in the United States. And like our alumni all had won, various different award in the professional field as well. And now, other than provide students a good education environment, of course, eventually that how would students apply their study outside, in the real world is that the university also has a career service and leadership development center that help that helps provide student career service advising as well when students are studying at SFA. They also provide various workshops to cultivate students, to help train students on their leadership development as well. And the career service, our career service and leadership development center that has very strong ties, strong connections with all the with the company, with other companies, and then they would regularly would invite company representative to provide workshop on campus. Say, for example, sometimes they would invite Google on campus that to give a presentation. And so if any, so students who are interested in are interested after they graduate, are interested in working for Google, then perhaps they could participate in a workshop. Then they would be able to understand that what kind of that professional that Google company is seeking for. So while student is still doing their study at SF State, they know which area they can strengthen now. Now, San Francisco State University was actually, according to a research of local news media that actually they found that San Francisco State University is the is ranked the number 3 university that has most students that hired by the top companies in and around the Silicon Valley. Because of the because of the location of the San Francisco State University, that there is an advantage that that SF State, that because of the surrounding of the world-class company, that can provide a great environment for students learning as well as internship opportunity. The university also collaborates with many local companies, in addition to say for example, hotel for the hospitality management programs. They collaborate with hotels like Hilton, Marriott, that can provide a internship and training opportunity for students who are in the hospitality management program. The university also collaborates with partners such as Genentech, which is a biotech like 生化科技公司, for the for our biology program, the science program. And earlier I mentioned that San Francisco State University, actually started as a 师范学院. So we have our graduate our education program that actually even until this day that a lot of students that even they graduate from they already graduate, they do come back to San Francisco. They're already teacher out in the field. They still come back to San Francisco State University for further education training as well. And so our graduate college of education alumni that when they go out, they get hired in public-private schools, that they are actually ranked the highest paid educators in the United States. And so, for the education that, so earlier I mentioned that, actually SF State alum are world leader in many fields. And so those are just some of the the company that our alum has has worked for. For example, like Apple, like for in the high tech field, there's like the Apple, Google, HPs. And then for the business sector, there's like, they are like Macy's, which is, a department store, Goldman Sachs, Target, and, in the, even like, in science or even medical field, that there's the UCSF, which is, one of the top medical school and also hospital in the United States, and which is under UC system. And earlier I mentioned Genentech, Cisco, and even more. Now, the advantage of San Francisco State University is that, it is located in one, very wonderful, location. So, earlier I have mentioned that it's actually only within a 20 minutes, car ride to downtown San Francisco, which is that, there are a lot of tech company that has a, satellite, has an office there as well, not just from, even though they're based in Silicon Valley, as well as that, there is, the financial business district. And we're also only about like 1 hour car ride away from the Silicon Valley in Palo Alto. And San Francisco, and also our campus, and also the city itself is a very is very diverse. We have, earlier I mentioned that we have about we have over 1,200 international students, but are coming that they all come from over more than 90 different countries in the world. And also another good thing of San Francisco State University, actually it's not just San Francisco State University, like actually all the California higher education schools, that is that we provide like the very top quality education. And now with the schools that enter the CSU system is that we also have a very reasonable tuition and fee that actually that a couple of years ago that one of the local media that actually has has ranked that the CSU, the California State University campuses that actually has the best the education for its dollars， 就是加州州立大学的学校的，就是学校它的学费，它性价比非常的高。So why did I say the our tuition is good? So our tuition for undergraduate degree program, our tuition is approximately about $17,000 US dollars per year. And this is a year. We're not talking about one semester. This is per year. And our graduate program is just slightly more over $15,000 per year. And same thing, our graduate business program, our MBA programs is about $22,000 per year in tuitions. And our public administration, master's degree in public administration, which is earlier I mentioned, which is one of the strong program in the United States, which is the tuition is just slightly just a little bit less than $17,000 per year. Now this is just for if anyone's interested in ranking, which we don't really, that was just like so, and. Thank you very much. I just kind of go through it very quick, and for anyone that if you're interested in learning more about our university, that there is a QR code that you can scan, which that will take you to our website. And so I'm gonna end right here since we have five more university to go, and so I'm gonna end right here and then probably stay for at the very end that if anyone has any question, I'd be more to answer either in English or in Mandarin. Thank you. And I think we have next is my colleague also from CSU system from Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo.
Yes, thank you so much for introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Roxana Tunch, and my pronouns is as she, her, and hers. I'm Associate Director of Admissions at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and I'm here today to talk a little bit more about our campuses, our campus, and how and what is different about Cal Poly compared to the rest of the CSUs. So first comes first. Let me see. I'm trying to navigate. Just give me 2 seconds. There we go. If you would like to receive more information about Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, please use your phones. This is our QR code. It will take you to a very brief form where you can actually input your information, and we will make sure that our admission officers are getting in touch with you. Also, I'm going to talk a little bit more about some details which are highlighted in our brochure. And if you would like to have an access to our admissions brochure, this is a QR code which I would recommend you to scan. And there are so many things we tried to squeeze in those 10-15 minutes of the presentation and talking about Cal Poly. So Cal Poly stands for California Polytechnic State University. And we are part of the CSU. We are part of 23 campuses. And there are 2 Cal Polys. There is Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, which I represent today. There is also Cal Poly Pomona. And we were very proud to announce that we're actually having a 3rd Cal Poly campus. Humboldt State is going to be transitioned to another Cal Poly. So we are polytechnic institutions. A lot of people are confused with the name of polytechnic institutions, but I do believe that students in Asia, students in some parts of Europe do understand and do value the significance of being polytechnic institution, really giving you that STEM degree and that STEM approach to your education, which a lot of international students and domestic students are interested right now in the United States. Our motto is learn by doing, and learn by doing is not only just a statement, a blank statement we're talking about, but this is our philosophy and our approach in education. Every single class, every single major in college offers you this hands-on experience. What it means to you, it means that you will be much earlier in game, ready to do all your internships. We do have a blended curriculum, an upside down curriculum. That means that you will have your major related classes as a year one. Not too many universities will offer you that opportunity that you have your major related class, meaning that you might be able to start building your resume, meaning that you will be able to go and have your internship as a year one, as a summer, after your first year in college. We are public institutions. We are quite a big size, but we do take our pride in the small class sizes. An average class size is about 32 students. What it gives you an opportunity to talk to your professor. When you're walking in the class, your professor will know your name. Your professor will know where you're coming from. Your professor will know what's happening in your life. So those are aspects that we really give this personal touch to every single student on campus while being a part of the bigger system. We do offer 64 majors, we have about 89 minors, and we do offer also some graduate programs. Again, as my colleague mentioned before, Cal State, CSU, we are mostly focused on an undergraduate degree, but we do have some graduate programs as well. So this is a list of the major and minors and colleges. The difference between Cal Poly and application process to Cal Poly is that you will have to apply for a specific major, and you have to state that major in your on your application. You always can choose the alternative major which we might consider you for the admission if you don't qualify for your first choice. And of course, students are worried that when talking about 16, 17, 18 years old, some of you do not really understand and do not really know what exact major you would like to apply to. So don't be afraid. About 1/3 of our students end up changing their majors as of year one. So we do have students who are applying for College of Architecture, Environmental Design, and end up being in College of Liberal Arts, or vice versa. But again, it's not a rule, it's mostly the exception from the rule. And if you are interested in widening your learning opportunities, you can always choose one of the 89 minors which are offered within different colleges at Cal Poly. We do offer student services, and we are taking pride in helping our students to be successful throughout their journey to campus. We do have a very extensive academic advising, and international students do have some extra support. We do have a special programs within the rhetoric center, within the writing center, which help our students actually to be successful in college. Career services are very critical in education career of every student. We do have a dedicated staff within the career services who are responsible for coaching and providing them internship opportunities and job placements for international students. So you will have a dedicated person within career services. A lot of international students do not really think about study abroad, but this is something again which is very big on our campus. We do have a lot of students going abroad. We offer summer programs, we offer internship opportunities, we offer semester, quarter, year programs, faculty-led programs, service programs. So coming to United States doesn't mean that this is going to be your last place. You definitely will be able to benefit from different study opportunities, study abroad opportunities, and the student academic services as well. We have a very vibrant campus life. We are campus, the college town. The population of San Luis Obispo is about 30,000 people, and our campus is about 20,000 students. So Cal Poly does play a very significant role in our town and the life of our town, but it's located very close to downtown. It's about 15 minutes away from the ocean. And as you can see on the picture here on the right, the landscape, we're really having a beautiful scenery. When it's green season, everything is green. We have rolling hills and hiking, being outdoor. This is what Cal Poly and this is what Central Coast is all about. We do have Division I athletics, clubs, and also if you don't feel like participating in the professional sport, you can always start some sport club on your own, or just join the intramural sports. We do have first-year student guaranteed on-campus housing. Some programs require 2 years of on-campus living. College of Agriculture, College of Architecture, following that trend. And again, if you prefer to stay 4 years on campus, there are plenty of opportunities for you to apply for the campus housing and do stay. And this is a little bit more about Cal Poly.
How you start each new day says a lot about you. At Cal Poly, we begin as we always have, by putting knowledge into action.
I don't know, I cannot see that.
And for more than a century, we've made...
You cannot see it?
I can't. How about others?
Yeah, I don't think you're sharing the,
We only hear the sound, so.
Yeah, no video.
Let me stop and let me try sharing some other screen. Can you see now?
Yes. Yes.
How you start each new day says a lot about you. At Cal Poly, we begin as we always have, by putting knowledge into action. We call it learn by doing. And for more than a century, we've made this idea the center of everything we do. We believe that experience is part of the curriculum. We don't see any difference between education and the real world. We know that it's the best way to learn and keep learning for the rest of our lives. So when we begin our day, we dive right in, head first and hands-on, because we're not satisfied to sit on the sidelines of our own education. And we know that if we want to make an impact on our world tomorrow, we have to put in the work today. If at first we don't succeed, we rework, rearrange, reimagine, redesign, rethink, rebuild, and refuse to give up. Because our state, our nation, and our world need us to be ready from day one, to take what we learn by doing and use it to help build a brighter future. How you start each day says a lot about you. How you spend your day says even more about how you'll start your career and how you'll live your life. Because it's one thing to be ready one day, and it's quite another to be ready day one.
All right, so let me share a different screen. So I want to also mention a little bit more about the student demographics. As I said before, the total enrollment on campus is about 22,000 students, and absolute majority of them, 96%, are undergraduate students. We do have close to 1,000 graduate students on campus, and again, we do offer about 17 graduate programs. The international students are relatively low numbers on campus, but we do see it as an opportunity, and actually do see it as a potential for international students. I mentioned that we are a college town, and interaction with the local community is very important for us. And we are very fortunate here that our local community welcomes international students. There's just some photos of our community engagement program, and we have local people who open their houses to our international students, welcoming them and really exposing them to what means California life and Central Coast life. We do have a dedicated international staff, again, helping our international students to transition into campus life. Our wonderful students who are serving as a welcome ambassadors, offering pre-departure orientation, offering help picking up from the airport and really setting students, new incoming students into campus life and community life. We do have several programs run by our faculty and staff which are focused on international students. Again, it's more of the mentorship program. We do have host families within faculty and staff, members of faculty and staff, meaning that every single student will have a chance to, again, if they want to engage the faculty and staff and experience life on the Central Coast together. What we're specifically proud of, and I think that's the most important learning outcome when a student goes to college, is really our employability outcomes. 95% of our students are positively engaged within 6 months upon the graduation. 96% of our students found their job related to their major, meaning that they are doing a really good job in preparing our students for their future. We do have a huge biennial career fairs happening on campus, and we're lucky enough to have those career fairs in person as of this year. And again, we are on a lot of companies prefer to come and offer internship opportunities and offer career opportunities to our students. Most of them are our alumni, so there's plenty of room for the networking with our graduates who are already located throughout the United States and in California. We are very impacted university. I mean, we're receiving more qualified applications than we actually can admit. As of for fall 2021, we received 54,000 undergraduate applications, and we were able to offer 5,000 spots. And again, for the graduate, for the transfer student profile, it's exactly the same. Every single major, every single program at Cal Poly is an impacted program. And you cannot see that either. Let me just continue to this. So the first year selection criteria for students, international students decide to apply to Cal Poly. We are test agnostic this year and potentially also for fall 2023, meaning that we are not looking at any SAT or ACT scores, and students apply to our undergraduate programs. Graduate programs, again, the majority of them do have the GRE or GMAT waiver, but some very impacted majors are still asking for test exams. GPA is very important. We do ask international students to provide English proficiency exams results. We do accept TOEFL, IELTS, and Duolingo. If your entire high school schooling medium of education was English, you also can apply for the English proficiency waiver, and we will consider your high school GPA and courses in granting you that waiver. There are some non-cognitive variables which are important in our selection process, extracurricular activities and work experience. Please don't forget to mention those on your application. We only require a portfolio for art and design program, and there is audition for music. We do not require any portfolio submission for our architecture programs. Since we are part of Cal State, all 23 campuses are using Cal State Apply application. This year, different campuses have different deadlines. Our deadline is November 30th for all degrees and all programs. If you are planning to apply for fall 2022, please make sure that you're completing your application before November 30th. Estimated cost of attendance for international students is about $49,000 a year. Again, if you there are installment plans available, tuition and fees. We are on the quarter system, so we do have 3 quarters within the year, and some scholarships, very limited scholarship opportunities are available for international students. The majority of them are actually available as a year 2. I would like to encourage you to explore Cal Poly more. We do offer a lot of virtual and in-person tours. We do have a lot of college-specific tours and info sessions. Please, again, use calpoly.edu/visit if you would like to connect with our students, with our faculty, or just explore a little bit more about Cal Poly. And we also, I would like to encourage you to get on our social media. We have a very active Instagram account. YouTube has tons of videos both for international students. There are a lot of videos of the major exploration, campus tours, housing, so much on-demand content. So I would like to encourage you to explore those online resources. And that's it. I'm going to be available here if you have any questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Roxana. So before the next presentation, I would like to launch a poll. So hopefully you can see it. Please select the one that fits your situation. Are you currently studying at high school or a college, university? What's your situation right now? Okay. Awesome. So I will show the result. Okay, so most likely we have high school students here. That's awesome. Thank you. Okay, let's see. And question. Okay. So you can just do question 2. When would you like to start school in the US? We have 2022 and 2023. Okay, so I would like to share the result. Okay, so thank you so much for your participation. And I would like to start our part. So my name is Yang, one of the international outreach counselors from CSUN, and Sha is my colleague. So, so let me go ahead and share my screen with you. And by the way, during the presentation, please feel free to use our chat function and unmute your, and my colleague can unmute yourself because I won't be able to see the, see anything. So let me, okay. So let me go ahead, start. Okay. So if you, I feel like today is like a road trip to you, right? You know that our door is open. So if you like to, let's say you want to study in 2023, please feel free to come during the summer vacation. So you can check, maybe check 5 or 6 schools and select the one you love most, right? So CSUN is here. This is the map. You may have seen Hollywood movie, Beverly Hills, Santa Monica Beach is here, and the CSUN is here, okay? So that will take you about 40 minutes to drive there, and to San Diego, that will take you about 2 to 3 hours, depends on the traffic. And by the campus, it's super convenient. We have delicious restaurants, supermarkets, movie theaters. It's very easy for you to live here. So right now, we have over 60 undergraduate majors, 70 master programs, and more than 2,000 international students from all over the world. We have more than 300 student clubs. If you do want to create yours, you can create your own club as well. And the student faculty ratio is about 24 students with 1 professor. Really depends on your major and the class you will select. So most international students, they are from the top 10 countries here, from Asia, Middle East, Latin America. And the campus itself is pretty diverse, just like most of the universities here in California. So why we're special? We know that there are so many options. So why you may want to select a three from our like three from all the schools, or four. So for example, our film and music majors, they are really good, one of the top 25 in the world, and the Money magazine ranked CSUN among the country's most transformative college. And for those movie lovers or television show lovers, you can find us, for example, from Justin Bieber's song Intentions MV, and you can see our alumni and our beautiful campus in it. Also, the very classic television show, The Office. And if you have the Netflix membership, you can find 100 humans lives question answered that's released in 2019, and it was completely filmed on our campus. Also, if you love Apple, so Apple announced 3 months ago they will sponsor our 25 million project to build one STEM building, STEM building, and also NASA donated over $3 million to support our artificial intelligence study. So this is the campus you have, you can take the advantage from. And we have very big campus, 356 acres. Do you know what does that mean? That means it's even bigger than the Disneyland in California. So don't worry, we have shuttle bus that will take you from our on-campus dorms to the learning buildings. So I would like to share the popular majors. So most international students here, they are here to study business majors, engineering majors. We also have other options: biology, CTBA, communication studies, health administration, kinesiology, psychology. There are so many options for you. So please take a look at our catalog. And because when you fill the application for CSUN, you can only select one major. Okay, and internship opportunities, we know you care about, okay, can I find a job after graduation? So definitely you want to make your resume look nicer. So during the study, you can work on campus up to 20 hours a week with the payment. If you just want to get some volunteer experience, just ensure that will not influence your study, then that's completely fine. And when you are about to graduate, we will help you apply OPT. That's one benefit you can get from the government. Optional practical training. So I won't explain too much here, but if you really like, if you really want to get a working experience, so check OPT, optional practical training, on Google. Okay, as the other campuses, we also have one international exchange student center. So for example, we have Friday coffee hours. They are having that online right now. International Education Week, Student Association. And this is the place you will work with. For example, oh, I want to visit my family during the summer. What can I do? Definitely this is the office you want to go to. Okay, so save their numbers in your phone. So when you enter the country, you definitely want to have someone you can talk with. And the other activities, resources, we put some examples here. We have Career Center. They can prepare you for their resumes, interviews, Disability Center, Health Center, Learning Resource Center, Student Recreation Center, Counseling Services. We have so many activities. My favorite one is the farmers market every Tuesday. Like, you have no idea how much I love your night markets food in Taiwan. So I really like our farmers market every Tuesday here. And we also have Matador Nights, Meet the Clubs, Outdoor Adventures, Summer Movie Festival. So there are so many events you can attend. And here are some pictures. If you love sports, we have the beautiful gym here, Oasis Wellness Center. The fee is included in your tuition already, so take advantage of that. You know, the first picture you can see they are taking a nap in those napping pods. Okay. Okay, like the other CSUs, the tuition fee is very similar, about 16,500 per year, per academic year. If you would like to save some money, I would like to give you several suggestions. First of all, like I mentioned, you can find one on-campus job. Secondly, you can try to apply scholarships once you become students. Okay, so you need to apply first, get in, and then apply as many as you want. And thirdly, you can also try to take some classes during the summer or share the rent with another roommate. So there are so many ways. As long as you want to come here study abroad, I believe you can find ways online and from the other friends. Okay, so here I found some pictures from the internet and from the Yelp. So for example, the first one, you can see that's the 85-degree menu. Okay, it's very popular here too, so many stores. And there's one just like 3 miles away, so 10 minutes by driving from our campus. So you can see if you would like to get one milk, like milk tea, it's about $4. Like fresh tea, jasmine tea, the drink is about like $3 to $4. And the snack, so that store is only like 5 minutes by walking from our campus. You can still get your favorite popcorn chicken, 盐酥鸡, right? And French fries. So I put the menu here so you can see how much will that be. So it's a little bit more than what you will pay in Taiwan, but that's a fee for your reference. And I searched online, for example, someone put one example here. The person says, oh, in LA, I will pay $700 the food per month. And for the transportation, number 3, it's very easy to get one used car. But here in LA, the traffic can be one headache, you know. So I would recommend you to leave on campus or by campus at the very beginning. And if you like to shop, it's pretty good, the price here, like one Zara or you know, the brands you like, maybe around $50, you can get a pretty nice top or jeans. Okay, and housing. So we have on dorms, like on campus dorms, and we have studio with or without kitchen. You can even come with your dependents. So usually it's very similar to what you will pay off campus, $1,000 to $1,500 per month. So feel free to use this because you can get free counseling services and you can make friends easier, right? So definitely maintain your social life here, and then you can get great information. So now I would like to pass to my colleague and she will introduce more information. So feel free to take notes or take pictures.
Thank you, Ying. So I think the slides is frozen. Did you like change the slides to the admission? So yes, again, for like Ying to give you like a brief introductions about CSUN. So now someone just give a very briefly overviews of like the admissions. How can you get into the CSUN? Did you change the slides? I think it's
yes. Which page are you? Can you see right now?
It's still in the snacks one.
Next one.
Yeah, the snacks one, the milk tea, that one.
How about here? How about here?
Oh, yeah, okay, right now. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. So actually there's 3 ways for you to get into these CSUNs. I know like in the rooms right now, we have high school students, we have a graduate, like undergraduate students. So if you are the high school students, definitely you can apply as a freshman. So for the freshman admission, we only look at 2 things. The first one is your high school GPA. We only look at you have like 3.0 on your high school GPA. And then the second one we look at it is your English proficiency exam. So we need to have either TOEFL minimum 61 or else 6.0 or Duolingo 95. Those are the most popular like exams that's the international students are using right now. But we're also using accepting the other English proficiency exam listed here. You can just take a look at it and see which one you would like to take. And then for the freshman admission, there's no essays, there's no letter of recommendation, just like one online application, and then submit your official transcripts and your English proficiency exams report to CSUN International Admission, and then that's it. So it's very easy and like friendly application process. Okay, so If you are already in the graduate, like in the college, next slide, please. So if you're already in the college or the university in Taiwan, and you want to transfer, you want to get like a CSUN's degree, then the second option for you is apply as a transfer student. So we do accept lower division and upper division transfer. The difference is that if you are in the first 2 years, you have less than 60 transfer units, then you will be considered as a lower division student. And if you are in your junior or senior year and you are transfer with more than 60 units, then you'll be considered as an upper division transfer students. So for both the lower division and upper division transfer students, we only look at you to have a 2.0 college GPA. Again, your English proficiency exam, minimum TOEFL 61, IELTS 6.0 or Duolingo 95. And then completes the college level math with C or higher grades, and then that's it. And the plus, if you are the lower division, we'll still look at your high school GPA, again, which we'll look at it as like 3.0 or higher. So that is the second options for you. And then the last option is like you decide to complete your degrees in like Taiwan, get the bachelor degree in Taiwan, and you just want to come to CSUN's for your master degree, then you can apply as the graduate applicants, and that is the third option. So the graduate application is a 2 steps application process. The first one is you need to apply to the graduate school at CSUN. They require you to have like a minimum 2.5 college GPA, and again, complete English proficiency exam. But right now, because it's higher levels of education, so we require a little bit higher English proficiency exam score. For the minimum TOEFL is 79, IELTS 6.5, and Duolingo's 105, okay? Then the second step is apply to the programs or the majors that you are interested in. Some majors or department, they have like supplemental documents they require, such as GRE, or need you to write the essays, personal statements, having the work experience, or having the letter of recommendation, and some don't. So I would suggest you to go to the department website to see what's the supplemental or additional criteria for our graduate program. If you couldn't find it, no worries. So feel free to contact me or contact Ian. We would love to share with you with all the graduate requirements information with you. Okay, next slide, please, Ian.
Can you see the slide, Sha?
Yes.
Okay.
So next.
Oh,
So
I clicked the next. Is it?
It's frozen.
Oh, how about now?
It's okay, it's frozen. I think I know what it is. So for CSUN, we accept two application twice a year, the spring and for admission. So I know some of you are interested for the 2022. So our fall 2022 application start already in October 1st. And then deadline will be May 31st next year, 2022, for the fall 2022. If you are looking for the spring, like a 2023, you can choose the spring 2023 or the spring 2024. If you are interested for the spring 2023, our applications always starts in August 1st, 2022. And then the end is like October 30, 2022. So please remember the application is always the 1 year in advance. And here just some important deadlines. I will just share again. So if you are interested for the fall 2022, the deadline will be May 31st next year. But I wouldn't recommend you to wait until last minute to apply because with the visa application, with the issued I-20, it takes time, especially with right now the COVID, not the embassies, they are taking the fully capacity to issue the visa. So I would suggest you to apply no later than March for giving you more time to prepare the visa for the departure with other stuffs. Okay, so that's everything I would like to share with you. So next I will hand over to the UC Riverside. Thank you.
Excuse me, can you still see my PowerPoint because my screen is frozen?
No, you
Oh.
stop sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's good. Thank you.
All right. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Great,
Yes.
great. Fantastic. All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is David. I'm from the University of California, Riverside. I am the International Recruitment Specialist at UCR. And I'm very happy and excited to be here today to talk to you guys about UC Riverside, as well as share some information about our application and our admission policy for UCs. So I'm sure all of you that are here today, you've heard of UC. We're one of the largest, most well-known public research institution in the world. We have 10 campuses with 9 campuses offering undergraduate programs. We have campus all over California, from Northern California like Davis, Berkeley, Santa Cruz, Merced, all the way to Southern California with campuses like Santa Barbara, Riverside, UCLA, Irvine, and San Diego. So as you can see from the map, every campus is in a different location. So all of us are very unique with our setting and our environment. We have campuses on the beach, on the coastline. We have campuses in the inland, in the valley, campuses in a major city, as well as campuses in an urban suburban area. So there's always something for everybody. Every campus also have some unique programs that that may be interested of you. But regardless of whichever campus you choose, you will always get the same quality of education that's offered by UC institution. So UC Riverside, our history started in 1907 as the university's citrus experiment station. This was created by the UC Regent and the state of California to support the citrus industry in Southern California. Southern California was a large citrus producer in the United States in the beginning of the 20th century. So this was actually the founding unit for our university. With the growing population and the demand for higher education in Southern California, we formally joined the UC system as a general campus in 1954, right after UCLA. And fast forward to this year, 2021, we're America's fastest rising university. We have been climbing very rapidly through our rankings, as well as expanding our campus, right, through our student body, our faculty, and our facilities. We've been, investing heavily onto our infrastructure, investing over $1 billion in the past couple of years to build new student dining facilities, living facilities, research centers, as well as lecture halls and study halls. So we're located in Southern California in a very centrally located location. We call it Inland Empire. So you can see in the map. So we're about an hour and a half away from a drive away from downtown Los Angeles. So very close to some of the major destinations and attractions in the area, such as Disneyland, Hollywood, Huntington Beach. We also have a snow mountain right behind us, the Big Bear Snow Mountain. So we have a very unique surrounding, right? Very unique setting where students can enjoy a variety of sceneries throughout the year. Our students can go surfing in the morning and then go up to the snow mountain in the afternoon to go skiing. So that's something that's very unique. And that's something that's very unique for California. With the location, there's also a lot of job opportunities. California is a huge economy in the United States as well as in the world. With the huge economy, there's a lot of industry leaders or employers that are based in California. So we have a very close, fantastic partnership with some of the top employers in the world in California that hires their students every year annually. So right now we have over 26,000 students, about 1,300 faculty, student to faculty ratio of 20:1. We're a large campus, so you will be able to expect some of the larger classrooms with over 100 students maybe. But for most of our upper division classes, the classes that's related to your major, those are fairly smaller sizes with average of 30 to 40 students per class or even less, right? Overall, we have 125,000 alumni around the world, with over 2 million alumni from UC. This is a huge network, and for our students, a huge connection for our students, right? These are alumni all around the world, in Asia, in Taiwan, in the US, working, doing research, starting business. For our students, once they graduate, they're able to tap into the resource and look for guidance for career development, or for any guidance that they may need. And finally, we have currently over 3,000 international students coming from 87 countries. So we are a very diverse campus. And we offer something for everybody. We have a lot of supportive programs for all different, from students from all over the world with different ethnicities, backgrounds, and religions. So you will definitely be getting the support that you need when you're at UC Riverside. Being a comprehensive university, we have over 150 undergraduate majors and minors on our campus, offered by 6 of our colleges and professional schools. We have the College of Engineering, College of Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences, College of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, School of Education, School of Business, School of Public Policy. The time is really too short to cover everything, but some of the most popular majors with our international students are programs like computer science, business, biology, psychology. A couple of things that I do want to point out is that, so for the students that are interested in undergraduate business, even though we have 9 campuses in the UC system, only 3 campuses offer undergraduate business, and we're one of the campus that does that. And also, something that's unique for us is that we offer a BS plus MS program to the freshman students, right? So you can apply directly through application into our 4+1 BS plus MS program. And that's offered by the College of Engineering. So every program, every major in the College of Engineering, that includes everything from biology engineering to computer science to electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, you're able to be enrolled or admitted into a 4+1 5-year master plus bachelor program. So that is also a great pathway for students that want to get into the industry right away, save some time as well. For students that are interested in arts, we have a comprehensive art program on campus, anything from traditional art like studio arts all the way to performing arts such as dance and music. And one good thing about our program is we do not require portfolios from international applicants. So if you're international applicants, if you're interested in any type of art program, even for a theater, directing, right, film, digital production, we don't require a portfolio from you. So it's very easy as long as you just submit your UC application. Rankings, we've been seeing a lot of rankings today, but we do have some ranking that we want to share that we're very proud of. We are #1 in the US for social mobility. We're actually the third year in a row for #1. Just shows that we've been making a very high impact on students' life. We have a lot of underprivileged students on our campus that, through the education at UC Riverside, they've been able to dramatically improve their quality of life post-graduation. And also for undergraduate teaching, undergraduate program, we're ranked #34 in the US. This is the same ranking or tied with UC Berkeley as well as Harvard University. So this shows that we have some of the best undergraduate programs in the world as well. Now, obviously, all of our campuses have amazing faculties on campus. All the researchers, the scientists that work on campus teach our students. Right now, we have 2 Nobel laureates on our campus, Dr. Richard Schrock and Dr. Barry Barish. And they are leading our programs in chemistry and physics. And we also have many professors, over 26 of them that are members from National Academy of Science, Medicine, Engineering. All of our professors are teaching classes, so you have a lot of chances and opportunity to engage with them on a daily basis inside and outside of our classrooms. So like I mentioned earlier, we're a research university. We're Tier 1 research university at UCs. One of the biggest advantage for attending a UC is undergraduate research experience or opportunities. We have a lot of fundings. We have invest millions and millions of dollars into research every year. And this is not just for our graduate students and PhD students, but also for our undergraduate students. which means our undergrad students have the opportunity starting year one actually to start getting to our labs and work with our graduate students and our professors. Apply what you learn in classrooms into real-world research scenario, solve real-world problems. And this is very valuable, whether you want to get a job after graduation or apply for graduate school. Having undergraduate research experience is very, very important. And it will stand out in your application as well. So we do have a lot of those opportunities. Over 50% of our students, undergraduate students, have participated in undergraduate research during their years here. So there are many, many opportunities, and we strongly encourage all of our undergraduate students to look into and proactively engage in these type of activities and opportunities. And of course, we want you to be successful. We have a lot of programs in place to make sure our students are supported academically. So we have the Academics Resource Center, which offers a lot of support and tutoring for different subjects, pretty much all subjects from writing to sciences to math to any subject you may need. And these are all free. UC-wide, we have an education abroad program. This is called UC Study Abroad program. This is probably the biggest study abroad program in the world. We work with over 170 universities around the world, from Europe to Asia. So you can take a quarter or a year to spend in a different country, like London or Paris, or Hong Kong or South Korea, Japan, right? You can take courses there, UC credit courses, and experience different surroundings, make new friends, experience different cultures. It's a fantastic program that we encourage all of our undergraduate students to try out. And then we have mentorship programs for our students. We understand it's undergraduate study is probably very intense, especially for international students. So we will be able to pair you up with the upperclassmen that will be able to help you for anything that you may need during your campus lives. So for career development, this is something that we focus a lot on, pay a lot of close attention to make sure that our students are successful post-graduation. We work with a lot of companies, and we also have a lot of internal programs developed for international students, like workshops and sessions, information sessions, for interviews, for resumes, to help our international students, find a job before you graduate, right? Many of our programs are STEM certified or eligible. So you can get a 3-year, up to 3-year OPT. For all other majors, you can get 12 months OPT visa. So everybody can get a job pretty much post-graduation. But overall, 89% of our students are able to find a job or get into a postgraduate program within 6 months of graduation. Housing, living situation on campus. We have a lot of different facilities on campus. Like I said earlier, we are investing a lot as well. So we have a new housing facility coming online. We have first-year resident halls. We have on-campus apartments, off-campus apartments. So there's a lot of choices to choose from. Single rooms, double room, triple rooms. You can choose your own roommates. You can live on campus, off campus. Choices are for students. Just like housing, dining, again, many choices. On-campus dining, all-you-can-eat style restaurants and dining halls. We have over 24 options, dining options on campus, right? Off campus, Southern California is one of the most diverse community in the world, probably, with a lot of concentration for Asian, Chinese, Taiwanese population. So there's a lot of different variety of foods on campus and off campus, and all of our students enjoys the dining options here. Studying in the US is, of course, not just about academics. It's also about your involvement in the community. We want you to be actively engaged on our campus. We have over 550 plus organizations, student organizations and clubs, with over 117 professional developer organizations. So whether you have any hobbies or if you just want to develop your own profession, if you want to be networking with your peers, there's a place for you for that. We're also an NCAA Division I sports team, so we have very exciting sport games, and those are all free for our students to attend. Concerts, outdoor excursions, again, those are all free as well. We organize these events on a regular basis. Campus safety, something that we focus on a lot. We want to make sure our students, especially international students, right? Just want this to be your home away from home. We want you to feel safe on campus, right? To have a safe learning and living environment. So we have a lot of systems in place, a lot of programs in place to make sure that everybody have their safety in mind. We have the on-campus police department, the UC police department. We have, safety escort service, emergency notification system, shuttle services that can pick you up, drop you off anywhere around, in or out of campus. So definitely, this is something we're very, very proud of. We never had any major incidences on campus, in our campus. So the good news I want to share today is that we do have a scholarship available. It's called Non-Resident Achievement Scholarship. This is a merit-based scholarship. It's offered to all international students and out-of-state students, whether they're freshman students or transfer students. It is a merit-based scholarship. It's based on your academic performance. It is up to $4,500 per quarter or $13,500 per year. We're a quarter system school, so we're 3 quarters a year. So up to $13,500 per year. This is renewable every year or every quarter, as long as you can maintain a minimum GPA of 3.0 per quarter. The good thing about this is you don't have to apply separately. You don't have to apply for this as long as you submit your application to UC Riverside, you will be automatically considered for this scholarship. So, okay, so for the remaining of my time, I do want to go over the UC application and the UC freshman admission requirements. So with UC, we use one application, the UC application, to apply to all 9 of our campuses. You can apply on apply.universityofcalifornia.edu. Before you apply, of course, you want to do some research. Like I said in the beginning, there are so many different programs offered by many of our different campuses. You want to make sure you know where you want to live for the 4 years of your life for undergraduate study, and the major in the program that's offered by that campus, right? You want to make sure that you find the best fit for you. And also you want to have an unofficial copy of your transcript with you while you fill out your application. And for your personal insight questions, you can write them down separately and then copy and paste those in your application once you're ready to submit it. And also, there's a document outlining all your activities and awards and work volunteers, just so that it will be easier for you to input those into the application. So the application itself is very straightforward, actually. We have 7 large sections. The first section is about you, it's just general information, personal information about you. And the second section is the campus and majors. This is where you choose the campus you want to apply to. Just check mark the campus that you want to apply to, and then you choose the majors that you want to apply. So every campus, you can choose 2 majors besides, I think besides Berkeley, you can choose 2 majors, a primary major and a secondary major. We will do our very best to accommodate you for your first major, your first choice. If not, then we'll try our best to accept you or admit you based on your secondary major. So you do have a couple of choices per campus, right? And one thing I do want to point out for the application, so besides the overall section, so we have the academic history, the test score. This is where you input all the information for your academic performance. And then there's activities and awards where you input the activities that you've done, internships, part-time jobs, anything that you have won, academic awards, anything like that, and then as well as the personal insight question section. But some of the questions that we get the most from students are about the usage of the additional information section. So we have 2 additional information section or 2 additional comment sections in this application. One of the additional comment section is located in the academic history section. This is where you will want to, explain more about your grade systems, about your academic history, your standing, You can provide anything that's not displayed on your transcript, right? Any explanation for, any underperforming courses, if you have a gap year, if you have any school changes, anything like that, you can feel free to input that into this part of the additional section, additional input, comment section. And then for the last part of additional comments, this is where you write anything else that's not on the application that you did not have a opportunity to describe yet. So anything that's based on your personal circumstance, right? On your life situation that's unique for you, that can impact yourself for this application evaluation process. For those, you can put in the very last part of the additional comment section. So some tips for the international applicants, always make sure to have your transcript with you when you fill these out. For UC application, we do not accept any supplemental materials when you submit your application. So everything is self-reported. The courses, the grades is self-reported. You want to make sure that everything you enter is correct and accurate, because we will come back to check once we receive your official transcript after you're admitted or given an offer. And make sure all the grades and marks that you enter in the application are original grading scales. So whatever that shows up on your transcript, make sure to translate that exactly as it is onto the application. Don't try to convert it. We will do the conversion, whether you're in any international curriculum or a country-specific public education system. We can do the conversion on our end. You don't have to do that. Just input everything exactly like this on your transcript. And finally, the admission requirements. So UC system with 9 campuses, we have the same minimum requirements for our undergraduate students, for freshman applicants. So the first requirement is just complete your undergraduate courses, your high school courses, based on your school's curriculum, complete all the necessary subjects and courses. We will calculate GPA based on your 10th to 11th grade scores. Our minimum GPA for international students is 3.4. That's on a 4.0 scale. And if you're in a, for example, an IB system or A-level system curriculum, we do encourage you to input your predicted grades, right? Some campuses do use predicted grades for evaluation as well. Some campuses do not. Pretty much, it's very straightforward. Complete your high school curriculum. If you're in IGCSE or English British education system, we do require 5 IGCSE or O-level courses with 3 A-level courses as well. For every other curriculum, just make sure you complete the whole high school courses requirement. For international students, we have English proficiency requirements. So if you are not studying in an international school that use English as the instructional language, you do need to meet the English proficiency requirements by testing. So we accept TOEFL, IELTS, and Duolingo. TOEFL, the minimum score is 80, IELTS is 6.5, and Duolingo is 115. Starting this year, or actually started last year, you see we are test blind. We are SAT, ACT free. So we do not use ACT or SAT for admission purposes as well as scholarship granting. So you do not have to worry about those standardized testing exams. So finally, the dates and deadlines. Our application opens pretty much every year on August 1st. This is when you can start, make accounts and start filling your application. And the application submission period is November. So the whole month of November 1st to 30th, this month right now, is when you submit your application. Any day of the month is okay. There's no priority for submitting early, anything like that. And UC do not participate in early action and or early decision. We only have this one period of application, right? That's due in November. The application fee is $80 per campus. So depending on how many campus you apply to, just multiply that by 80. And one thing I do want to add, and I forgot to mention, is that with the use application, like I said, you can apply to as many campuses you can as you want. And we strongly encourage our students to apply very broadly, right? To apply to as many as you can, because we want to make sure that there's a higher chance for you to guarantee you a spot in a UC institution. And a lot of students are worried that if they apply to many UC campuses, over 3 or 4 UC campuses, some campuses may look at that as unfavorable, right? But that is actually untrue. We will not, any of our campuses will not look at other campuses admission evaluation for your application. We do not base our admission decision on other campus decision either. So again, we strongly encourage you to apply more, to more campuses to help you secure a spot in a UC system. That's pretty much it. And my colleague, I'll pass on to my colleague, Danica. She will be able to cover more of the UC application and the specific about our personal insight questions. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Danica Pierce. I'm an Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admission at UCLA. I'm going to share my screen first here and kind of reposition this, doing a partial share. And then dive in and start talking about the University of California system a little bit, and then talking about UCLA. So David has done a wonderful job introducing both the University of California system as well as Riverside, and I really appreciate that. And he's really given all of these strengths to the University of California system. As he mentioned, there is really this emphasis on research that's available throughout the system and that you can really find at any UC institution. The UCs as a whole, right, you have these 10 campuses, 9 of which are at the undergraduate level. You have thousands and tens of thousands of students, and also this incredible alumni network that you can find around the world. There also is really the strength in the academics. There is one of the largest libraries in the entire world that can be found at the UC system. So there's a lot of reasons of why the UC system would really be a great fit for so many different students around the world. And there's also the diversity of each of the UCs. And so you've heard about UC Riverside and all of the strengths that the institution has. And so after I go through a few bits of the application process itself, I'll be able to also talk and emphasize a little bit about what UCLA has to offer. So when we talk about the UC application, David did also really explain this, the application process and the dates and the deadlines. I just want to re-emphasize it. Deadlines are incredibly important. So make sure that you are cognizant of those and make sure that you hit that application deadline if you're applying this year, next year, whenever, of November 30th. So when we talk about the application, I think it's really helpful to emphasize the application review and a process called comprehensive review. Comprehensive review is a UC policy, and what that means and what comprehensive review means is that we conduct an individualized review campus to campus, and each campus has the discretion to use each of these different factors. There are 13 different factors across the review. And each campus utilizes these in their own way and kind of how they each interpret these factors. Some of them talk about achievement, others talk about what that kind of achievement is beyond the academic side of things, whether it's the academic rigor, different talents that a student might have, achievements, different awards. David talked a little bit about this when he was going through those different components of the application as well. And comprehensive review as a whole is mainly interpreted in 2 different ways. The first is holistic review, and that doesn't have any fixed weight on any of these factors. And the other type of review really focuses on this fixed weight. Most of the campuses do use this kind of a faculty approved review with holistic review. And so that as well as what UCLA utilizes in our process. Now, I do also want to emphasize something David said. Standardized testing is not used in the admission process, and that is for both admission as well as any UCs that offer any scholarship opportunities. Now, when it comes to the rest of the application, I do want to focus on two specific areas, the first being activities and awards. Students are able to really emphasize, and I definitely suggest spending diligent time on this section, because when we're reviewing an application and we see academic strength, we don't just stop there and say, yes, that student would be a good fit at UCLA. We really go on and say, okay, what about the daily life of a student? Are they going to get involved on campus? Are they going to take advantage of the extracurriculars, the internships, the research opportunities? And so the activities and awards section really proposes how a student might act on campus. So we look for descriptive words. We looked for a student who might be a prefect or a founder of a club or organization or the president of a club or organization. All of these kind of leadership terms help us understand what that student is going to be like on campus. So again, make sure to take some time, really focus on this section and be descriptive. I wanted to provide almost a little bit of a case study here to show how 3 students, and these are from applications this past year, have completed this section. Now, the decent, and these all focus on Model UN. And so the decent section here, you see that the student talks about it as MUN, which, yes, many of our readers will be familiar with MUN, but they might not be. So you always want to, if you're using an abbreviated term, spell that out and help us understand, because we might not be familiar with that club or organization. The decent also talks about leadership and talks about awards, but doesn't go into detail. As you move on below that with the good option, this student does talk about, becoming a citizen of the world and winning some awards and being able to have a leadership position, but I'm still left with a little bit of questions. Now, when you move on to the excellent example, the student spells out Model United Nations and really gives some detail and concrete information. They were involved in the organization for 6 years. They debated in were a delegate for 5 different countries. And so using this data kind of approach to talking about the activities is a really great way for our readers to understand what a student's involvement and what their capabilities in their extracurriculars were. The other component and way that students can really expand on their application is through personal insight questions. These are not essays, these are short answer sections in which students are able to write up to 350 words, and it's 4 different questions that students will be responding to. Realistically, students can talk about just about anything in this section, and it really adds the personality to the application. As we review the personal insight questions, also referred to as PIQs, we're not looking for things like grammar or spelling. We're really looking for the content, what the student's message is, what the emphasis is, what is the student trying to get across in this section, and how is this building on the rest of their application. Now, I know this definitely takes some time to write the personal insight questions, but don't overlook either of these sections because they really add a lot to a student's application. And this is really where a student is we're focusing on with the academics and then the everything else, that holistic review, all of these different components to really understand, again, what that student is going to be like on campus. So with that being said, let's talk about campus. Let's talk about UCLA. We are not that old of an institution when it comes down to it. So back a few years ago, we celebrated our centennial. UCLA was founded in 1919. And over these 100 plus, a little bit over the 100 years, we've done a lot. And our students have done a lot, our alumni have done a lot, our faculty have done a lot. And everything that's happened from the birth of the internet on campus, which happened in one of our engineering buildings in Bolter Hall, to our athletes winning more Olympic medals in some countries out there, everybody just is quite busy. And our university really pushes forward and engages with the surrounding community. And that's really an indicator of what student life is like on campus. Now, I also want to talk about who our students are learning from. And so this is one of our faculty members, Professor Aidwan Uzcan, and he's in our nano and photonics, bio, nano, and photonics lab, which is in our engineering department. And he is, of course, as you can see there, he's an inventor. And one of his most notable inventions is something called the smartphone microscope. And you can see that kind of right above the yellow bar there. And why this is really impressive is it's A, 3D printed. Students are able to work on this research with our faculty. And it's also just such an impressive invention because it allows you to take this microscope and to go anywhere in the world and send that information back to a lab. So it's really just making the world a better place. And our undergraduate students are able to work with our faculty in doing so. Now, as we talk about our academics as well, it's really important to emphasize the breadth of academics that students have and can experience. And the academics that we have spread across 6 different schools and colleges, everything from our letters and sciences to arts and architecture, music, film, nursing. So it's a very broad basis. And if students are applying into what we consider our professional schools, which are the ones that I just mentioned, with the exception of engineering as well as letters and sciences, we might require a portfolio, audition, might require some sort of supplemental application. So just being sure that you look into if any of that is required. Now, we are quite a large institution, but we also have a really strong emphasis on class size and on student and faculty interaction. So as you can see here, 2 out of 3 of our classes will actually have 30 or fewer students. We also have 2 different ways that students can have a really unique experience on campus. One is called Fiat Lux seminars, which are small group seminars with a maximum of 20 students in the seminar, in which the students are really able to have this one-on-one contact and conversation with our faculty. Clusters are another way that students can get engaged throughout the year with multidisciplinary programs so that students can really have this emphasis of learning a different topic from multiple different lenses. As David had mentioned with research, it is a huge component on the UC campuses and in the system as a whole. And research is definitely something that trends among our students. Over half of our students will engage in research in their undergraduate years, and it is just an easy process to get involved as well. We have 2 different research centers. One is for the humanities and social sciences, and one is for our STEM fields. Now, I also want to talk about our diversity on campus. We have students from every state across the US. We have international students from over 100 different countries. And a really incredible way that our students get engaged on campus is our clubs and organizations. And a lot of these relate to the diversity that we have on campus. So we have things like the African Student Union, the American Indian Student Association, Chinese Student and Scholars Association, and these put on things like graduation celebrations, conferences, but they also allow our students to find their home on campus. And another way that our students find their home on campus is where they're living. The vast majority of our students in a typical year, not this last year, but in a typical year, will live in the dormitories, about 98%, and are definitely getting and starting that involvement, learning and meeting other people, but again, also doing that through all of the different clubs and organizations on campus. It is definitely a easy thing to say about our students is that they are busy, that they are engaged, and that they really just want to better the world around them. We often refer to the UCLA student body as eternal optimists because they, again, are just really seeing the world around them in this lens of positivity, but also in terms of an emphasis of what can we do to make the world a better place. So all that being said, I do want to re-emphasize the dates and deadlines out there again. August 1st is when the UC application opens each year, and then the submission of the application is between November 1st and the 30th. For any students who are US citizens or permanent residents, the financial aid application priority deadline for UCLA is March 2nd, and then any students who apply will find out of admission notification in late March. And with that, I'm going to leave my contact information here, and I'll also add it to the chat. And we'll turn over to our last institution to share and to join us.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging on. And I'm going to try to go as little fast as we can so we can get to some of your questions. I'm going to share my screen real quick so we can get started with my presentation. All right, can everyone see my screen? I'm going to assume that was a yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So yes, I'm talking about Grossman College. We're talking about international students. This is the place for you. This is just a quick overview of what I'll be talking about, but since we're going to be talking about it, I'm just move on. So you have heard about the CSU system and the UC system. They also mentioned earlier, Michelle did, about the community college. And those are the 2-year colleges. There's 116 of them in California. So there's a lot. And what they basically focus on are the associate degree programs, certificate programs, and then transfer options. So we are the first 2 years of a 4-year degree. We also have intensive language programs. So if your English level isn't quite where you would need to be to get into these 4-year universities, you can come to a community college and we'll help you get to the level that you would need to be. And associate degrees are usually 4 to 6 semesters. Certificates are usually 2 to 3 semesters. And the transfer options are a program, what we call 2+2. So basically you would take 2 years at a community college and then transfer those units, 60 units, to a 4-year university to get your rest of your units. The reasons why I would say you should choose Grossman College of all the colleges that the 116 that we have outstanding academics. It's easy to transfer. We help you throughout the whole process to transfer to those universities that you heard from before. Personalized service, we have dedicated staff, which you'll hear more about later. Our location, we're very close. We're the southern part of Southern California. We are the most south you can get. And we also have easy application process, and it's fairly low cost. And I'll explain to that a little bit later. We're constantly nominated for and win the San Diego's Best Community College. We have 5 community colleges in San Diego. We do have over 150 different majors. These are the popular majors that we have on campus. In San Diego, we award the most degrees of all the community colleges as well. So we are working really hard to make sure that our students are reaching their goals. Our small class sizes as well. Again, these are pre-pandemic pictures, but the class sizes are going to be 35 students, some 15 to 50. We have a strong English as second language program. So if I mentioned earlier, if your English isn't where you need to be to get to a school like UC Riverside or UCLA or San Francisco State, then you would come to us first. We'll help you with your English, get to where you need to be. And then you can take those units you get here and go over to those schools as well. Over 95% of our classes are transferable. As you heard earlier in the presentation about the accreditation, we are fully accredited as well. We are an Aspen Institute, recognized as the top 150 community college in the United States. Just so you know, California alone has over 115. So there are thousands in the United States. So this is a huge honor that we're very proud of as well. I did mention a 2+2 earlier. So you did 2 years at Grossman College or any community college, and then transfer those units to get a bachelor's degree once you do 2 years at another school. Some of the schools that we transfer our students to, we're currently #1 to San Diego State University, and some of these other schools as well, like UCSD, San Francisco Fullerton, and Northridge, San Francisco State. We have a lot of students, international students transferring even out of state as well, some to Columbia, Harvard, and elsewhere. Our school is about 15,000 students total. We have about 400 international students, so it's not as quite large as the schools that you've heard before. But we do bring students from 60 different countries. We have 50 clubs on campus and such. We have our largest club is the International Club. I do want to highlight somebody here. You might have seen her. She worked in our international office, and she had recently performed on The Voice of 2 seasons ago now. Our location, as you've seen here, this is the United States. We are in the southern left corner. Our weather is really quite nice most of the year. Hardly ever rains. It's pretty much a desert, but it's not very, very hot all the time. It's not very, very cold all the time as well. Things to do in San Diego, we have a world famous San Diego Zoo. We often take trips there as with the college. to make sure that you can get in and enjoy that. We do a lot of hiking around our neighborhoods because we have very nice hikes to do. We also have a safari park, which is connected to our zoo, very good research facility, has a lot of different animals from around the world. SeaWorld, which is a very marine life focused attraction and amusement park. We have Legoland, so if you like Legos and like to build things, we have a whole land full of Legos. We do county fairs, concerts, we have flower fields where you might see a lot on Instagram. Our beaches are very fun to hang out and enjoy. I do want to emphasize a little bit on student life. So I want to play a video showing one of our events that we've done with the International Club. And I'm going to choose, I'll do the horn blower. Please let me know if you cannot hear it.
That big white building with a red roof and spires, well, that is the Hotel Del Coronado.
Sunny! Hello! Hello, Miss Universe.
Pretty good. We got to say a lot of places here in San Diego.
So nice to everyone join us. So how do you think about today? How are you? How are you? How do you think about today? Good.
Thank you very much for coming. Pleasure to have you on board, okay?
So like I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of different activities, events. Our region is very diverse. We're close to the deserts, mountains, beaches. We like to do a lot of hiking. We are a very laid back culture, so things are a little bit slower than they would be in the other regions of California. We do have a nightlife, ends a little bit earlier than the other places as well. We have a very diverse community surrounding our area. It's easy to get started. We don't have an application fee and we don't have an orientation fee. We do have an English proficiency requirement. So we do accept a variety of tests that you could take. Our TOEFL is 45, IELTS is 4.5. We have our own ESL test that you could take on campus if you want. And our level is 105 that you would need. Duolingo is 75. And as I mentioned earlier, our scores are going to be a little bit lower only because we are going to help you get to where you need to transfer as well. And we have a lot of language schools around our area that if you go to them and you transfer to us, it's part of a pathway. And we have these agreements like Connect English or ACE, like I mentioned earlier, which is on our campus. How to apply? You would just start off with the online application. I'll show you the link at the very end. Proof of English proficiency, which I just showed you. High school diploma or university transcripts if you already have it. Proof of financial support. So you need to prove that you'd be able to pay your way and live in the United States. We need a sponsor form, your passport, immigration documents like your I-20, I-94, your F1 visa. The deadlines are for spring semester will be September to November, and for fall will be from February to July. We are flexible, so if you do need a little bit of time getting your documents ready, just let me know and I'll work with you, and we'll make it a smooth transition for you, okay? Because we know that some of these embassies aren't going to be open all the time, or there's going to be some delay somewhere, so we're going to be flexible. Tuition is going to be $353 per unit. Usually students will take full-time, which is 12 units. So I, conveniently did the math for you. We only do $22 in fees. So in a year, it'll be about $8,516. And you are able to split your payment. So you could pay monthly if you want, or if you want to pay it all at one time, you can as well. To compare the way with community college, like I mentioned, we have 8,516. Generally, that will be the case for most community colleges in California. Public universities can range from 20 grand to $40,000. Private universities are usually $50,000 and above. Again, these are very blanket statements, so you want to look into the university that you're looking to and find out how much it costs for a non-resident. We have a very flexible schedule. You can have morning or evening classes, weekend classes, 2 days, 4 days a week, hybrid classes if you want to do some online or some on campus, or online only. And that's still even the case during the pandemic. The semesters, so we have full 16 weeks in the springs from January to June, fall from August to December. We also have short semesters. You can take 4-week classes, 6-week classes, 8-week classes, 10-week classes. We have summer session from June to August, and winter session just January. 8-week sessions, we usually have the first 8 weeks or the second 8 weeks, and those dates are listed for you there. There are opportunities to work on campus. Once you get an associate degree or certificate, you can do a program called CPT or OPT, which is curricular practical training or optional practical training. We'll help you get your social security card, and we'll help you get internships as well. So opportunity to work. These are 4 students that are currently working in my office. The video that I showed you was also made by a student who was working in my office as well. But basically, when you're on campus, I will try to help you find a job on campus. That is what I do, and I'm pretty good at that. So I will work with you to try to find you a job. Notable faculty, we have some faculty right here, like James Ferrand, who competed on a TV show called Chop. Spoiler alert, he won his episode. So you can find that on Netflix. Also on Netflix is a Sugar Rush. We had our pastry chefs go on there and win that as well. Sorry to ruin it for you, but if you're gonna watch it, you're gonna know the end. And Dave Dillon, which is an award-winning book called The Blueprint for Success in College and Career. Other notable recognitions, we're very diversity. We have a top 8 nursing program. Our respiratory therapy program has helped with COVID-19, lending our ventilators, training people to go in the field to combat as well. We are the champions of higher education, which is awarding the most associate degrees several years in a row now. I think this is our 3rd or 4th. We have dedicated counselors able to work with you on personal levels, on personal issues, academic planning. We have wonderful referrals from friends and families, and we work with students on a one-on-one basis. These are 3 staff dedicated to international students only. So if you have any questions, I actually work in the counseling department, not in the admissions, but if you have any questions, I can definitely help you throughout that process as well. To find out more information, go to our website. This is the QR code. I do like to show this one video that we do of our graduation. So if you have a few minutes to look at it. Oops, sorry about that. Anyways, you get the idea. I know that we're running short on time, so I did want to give you time for some questions. And as a transfer student, I myself graduated from Grossman College and I transferred to UCLA. I graduated from UCLA. So the transfer program pathway is a very good one. And I come from personal testimony about that. My sister graduated from UC Riverside. So it is an opportunity for you to save a little money, get your degree before you get your degree. And I would like to open it up if we have any questions.
Hi, Clarence. I think we can start the recording. Thank you so much for all the school's presentation. It covers so much useful information. It covered the location, the type of the school, and the specialty of your school, and everything is